So if you're new to reading music, you might take a look at this page and think there are a lot of things that you don't understand. Don't worry, it's all going to make sense to you soon. But let's focus first on the things that you might recognize. You'll notice there's a title, there's a composer, which is like the author of the music. There are page numbers, and even within the music itself, there are numbers, there are words, lots of things that you can recognize and get meaning from. So, when you read music, you read it like a book, from left to right. Okay? Now, these little sets of 5 lines and spaces is what we call a staff. And when you have staffs connected with a line on the left side, that means everything connected with that line is happening at the same time. For example, if you look down here, all 3 of these staves are connected with this big line. That means this part that the singers are singing is also happening at the same time that this piano part is playing. Speaking of piano and singing, just so you know, if you see this curly bracket, that means it's the piano part. If you see this straight bracket, that's what the choir is singing. But you'll notice they're all still connected by that same line on the left. So, let's take a look at the next page here, because you'll notice on this page, the choir part all of a sudden has 2 staves, a part 1 and a part 2. Again, just to review, because all of these are connected by a line on the left, that means what's happening here in part 1 is happening at the same time as what's happening in part 2, which of course is happening at the same time as the piano piece. Okay. If we go on to a few more pages, you might see something like this, these 2 arrows pointing toward each other. What that means is that on this next page, parts 1 and 2 are actually on the same line. Since both parts are singing the same thing, they're saving space and putting it on the same line. However, you'll notice here at the end, the arrows are pointing away from each other because they're telling you on the next page, we're going to split into 2 different parts again. Okay. Now in this particular song, if we go a few more pages over, all the way to page 10, that now we have 3 parts. We have part 1, part 2, and what we call a descant. And because they're all connected by the same line, they're all happening at the same time. Okay? Now, just to practice, let's go back to the beginning and practice following along. Here, I'll do it in a different color here. Let's go green. And we're going to follow along with your finger in your own music so you see how to change from line to line. So we start at the beginning. You'll hear an accompaniment. Then start singing, I've got a home waiting in the heavenly kingdom, up where the streets are paved with gold. And we'll turn the page here. And someday I know I'll be heading for the heavenly kingdom with a chariot to carry me home. Now see, we are on, we're singing part 2. Okay, you slide down here to the line with all of these staves connected. You go to part 2 and you just follow that line. I've got a home